Did you know, during World War II, on multiple occasions, kamikaze planes crashed into the Intrepid? And last night, Matt Lauer continued that tradition.
Matt Lauer fields storm of criticism over Clinton-Trump forum, says the New York Times.
Last night, Twitter tore him a new tweet hole.
Whoa, was there some fierce backlash to Matt Lauer?
The real story here is not necessarily Clinton's answers or Trump's non-answers. It is Matt Lauer's pathetic job as the moderator of that little forum.
Dylan, why is everybody hating on Matt Lauer this morning since it's on social media and all of the criticism? What did he do wrong?
Well, look, you know, political interviews, forums, town halls, debates, these are really big, significant deals. They're especially big, significant deals given all that's at stake in the 2016 election. You don't send Matt Lauer to do a political reporter's job.
New York Magazine summed up by saying Matt Lauer's interviews of Clinton and Trump were a complete disgrace to journalism.
You've said it's a mistake. You said you made not the best choice. You were communicating on highly sensitive topics. Why wasn't it more than a mistake? Why wasn't it disqualifying?
I have a lot of experience dealing with classified material, starting when I was on the Senate Armed Services Committee, going into the 4 years as Secretary of State. Classified material has a header which says top secret, secret, confidential, nothing. And I will repeat this, and this is verified in the report by the Department of Justice. None of the emails sent or received by me had such a header.
Well, certainly she should have known not to send classified information. And as I said, that's the definition of negligent. I think she was extremely careless. I think she was negligent. That I could establish.
Matt Lauer wanted to talk about Hillary's emails.
We turned over everything that was work-related, every single thing. Personal stuff, we did not. I had no obligation to do so and did not. And all I can tell you is that I turned over every work-related email in my possession.
Director Comey also said this after reviewing all the information. He said there is evidence to support a conclusion that any reasonable person in Secretary Clinton's position should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
Well, Matt, I just respectfully point to the hundreds of experienced foreign policy experts, diplomats, defense officials who were communicating information on the unclassified system.
Director Comey also said that while they have no proof, we assess that it is possible that hostile actors gained access to Secretary Clinton's personal email accounts.
Matt, there is no evidence. Of course, anything is possible.
New York Times saying that he hammered Clinton but surrendered to Trump. Trump supporters feeling exactly the opposite. Howard Kurtz, Fox News media analyst, host of Media Buzz. How you doing, Howie? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
Analyze it. How'd it go?
Well, you know, 98% of the criticism of Matt Lauer is hyper-partisans on both sides. Ironically, conservative media sites, when the program was announced, said, oh, he's going to go easy on Hillary Clinton because he once went to a Clinton Foundation event.
Matt Lauer can take tough questions to very powerful people.
Let's take a look at a couple of questions that Matt Lauer asked the former Secretary of State, beginning with questions about her private email.
You were communicating on highly sensitive topics. Why wasn't it more than a mistake? Why wasn't it disqualifying? How do you think these people feel when the person running to be their commander-in-chief says her vote to go to war in Iraq was a mistake?
So no softballs over the plate there, Bill. And then the similar treatment when Donald Trump took the chair moments later.
But what have you done in your life that prepares you to send men and women of the United States into harm's way? When you say inflammatory things in a presidential campaign, it's different than saying them when you're commander-in-chief. If you say things you regret when you're commander-in-chief, you can spark a conflict, you can destabilize a region, you can put American lives at risk. Can we afford to take that risk with you?
That was major league pitching, Bill.
Your reaction to seeing the roasting that Matt Lauer is taking?
Well, I have to say I was surprised. I watched it last night. I thought he did a pretty good job.
And I respect Matt Lauer a lot, and I think he's actually doesn't get nearly enough credit for the tough questions he asks on that show.
Frankly, this criticism that he went a lot harder on Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump, I think, is well-founded.
Lauer failed miserably.
New York Times columnist Nicholas Kristof tweeting that the forum, quote, feels like an embarrassment to journalism.
It is no secret that most in the media despise Donald Trump, and coverage of the candidate reflects that.
I don't know, Howie. You can't win in this election. You can't win, especially with all due respect to our brethren, the left-wing press, because they want to see you kill Trump. And if you try to throw too much shade at Hillary, then they want to kill you. Today, less than 1 in 3 Americans say they have some trust in mass media.
You look at those numbers, the media were a stock. I mean, you'd have to sell it. That's how bad those numbers are. And it's a result over the years of self-inflicted wounds, bias, blunders, sensationalism, superficiality. So a lot of it is on us. It plays into the campaign because when we try to fact check the candidates, people don't believe us.
The question then becomes, why is it so difficult to simply report in a straight way without a tilt? The answer: emotion.
The purpose of media today is to keep reporting and reporting until the viewpoint they want you to have, you have it. It's about creating opinion. It is about establishing and creating opinion. It's not about bias so much, although you can't do that without bias. It's not about lack of objectivity. The media's purpose now is to make and create the opinions that they want people to have. And Lauer did not facilitate that. The news is you got to go for the jugular of the person you don't want to be elected, in this case, Trump.
Whether they're trying to work the refs for the debate, whether they just are unhappy that they thought he was tougher on Clinton than he was on Trump, I don't know.
There are a lot of partisan folks out there who don't really have any interest in journalistic fairness. They want us to either back their candidate or trash the other candidate.
Editors of many press operations now believe they're on a mission to save the USA from a guy like Trump and the deplorables who support him.